Yo, 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 yo. Pronouncing like the letter, don't say it at all. It's your boy, S. Scott Bars Wrestling Media. We back. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Coming up next, more WWE releases. And this one might shock you. We're going to talk that talk coming up next.
Back at the office early, levels are clean, arrangements locked. This is the one that's going to set the tone. Every section tells a story. That drop in the hook, hit it perfect. We built Escott Bars as a home for fearless music, and that means every detail matters.
Escott Bars, LLC.
The home for fearless media.
S. Got Bars, LLC.
Built this from the floor with a cord and a vision. Still independent, but it sound like a major decision. Keep the meter in the red, cause the heart's in the rhythm. They say the bars got wings, I just call it ambition. Mic check, we're live. Topic of the day, storytelling in the ring. Let's break it down and see why it matters.
Bars Wrestling Media.
Light it up, we take the ring, no fear in our eyes. Gold on my shoulder, fire in the sky. Hear the crowd get loud, we were born to rise. Bars in the zone, Doug keeps the pace. Otter with the plan, we control the space.
Here's your host, Bars Wrestling Media.
We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Hey, we got a lot to talk about. As you know, as of looking at my calendar here, as of yesterday, there have been some very surprising releases. The surprising releases are Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day. Yes, they were released as of yesterday, and it caught the IWC by storm. These two individuals were known as WWE lifers. They have been able to survive every single release, era of releases that was started from God knows how long ago. They were able to survive it. So when this came to a mist, most of us here thought it was AI. Like, I seen it on a post on Instagram. I thought the content creator was capping, and I thought it was a joke. I didn't believe it. I did not believe it when I seen this post. And then as soon as I read through it, clicked off of it, then I seen another post with the same thing. And I said, wait a minute. Is this true? So I kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And there you have it. The releases were real. And this is what came about. This was reported via Ringside News, of course, Fightful Select also reported this same thing. But it says, breaking, several more names have been officially released. And as you can see, the following names have been released: Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, JC Mateo, and Tonga Loa via Fightful Select. Now, before I get into what I feel about the whole Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods release, I just want to say this. You just signed Jeff Cobb. What was it? I don't know. What was it, like 6 months ago? Maybe 4 months ago? Something like that. Something along those lines. You just signed Jeff Cobb not too long ago. You just signed Jeff Cobb. You literally brought Jeff Cobb in. You just signed him only to release him. I don't know what type of business strategy TKO has in mind, but that was real poor one. Like, what did you expect to use him for if you were only going to release him months later? That made no sense whatsoever. Made no sense. You should have never signed the guy in the first place. The guy literally wastes time in a storyline that he probably doesn't have any merit belonging in it. He doesn't belong in the story. He doesn't belong in the story. You added him in the story. He don't belong in the story. He's not part of the Samoan dynasty of the Ananoa family. He's not part of that. So why add him in the story? But you added him in the story anyway. It was believable for the most part. But you added him in the story. He didn't belong in the story. Now you release him. Which kind of messes up the story, because he did have some small smidget of a part in it. But he barely cut in any promos. He barely had any matches, and then you let him go. Here's the kicker, though. You had the chance to do the whole Gorillas of Destiny versus the Usos, and you dropped the ball again by releasing Tonga Loa. Why? Why? Now, some of y'all might say, oh, he botches. He does this and he does that. What is really a botch? You see, I hate when people that probably don't have a single athletic bone in their body will try to tell another person what a botch is as far as professional wrestling. We'll try to tell a wrestler, we'll try to tell a wrestler what a botch is when you never got in the ring a day in your life. Now, let me say this, right? Mistakes happen. It's live action most of the time. It's pre-recorded tapings. Sometimes you're doing things on the fly. So mistakes happen. It is what it is. Nothing is never perfect in professional wrestling. So mistakes happen. But to release this guy, and you had the opportunity to create a blockbuster of a tag match, is crazy. This is why I say TKO knows nothing about professional wrestling. They know nothing. Nothing. But you bottom feeder fans keep giving your pennies to the product, and they keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You guys keep doing it. I refuse to invest in something that's going to continue to call me stupid. I just refuse. Now, mind you, I'm going to still make my content when they doing something good and when they doing something bad. But you had the opportunity to create Gorillas of Destiny versus the Usos, and you completely dropped the ball. You had both members of Gorillas of Destiny in the WWE, and you let one of them go. Now, if he wasn't your favorite, do what you do with a lot of these other wrestlers that you have invested merit in. Make him train more. Take him back to the center. Make him work on A, B, and C. It was a box office type of idea to have this, but y'all basically let it go. So now I'm anxious to see what's going to happen next. I really am. But that is not the basis of the story. The basis of the story is the New Day being released. The New Day being released. Now, part of me, honestly, part of me is happy they're gone from WWE. And here's why. Because now they get an opportunity to take the cuffs off and become something that WWE would never allow them to be. Now they get a chance to do that under a different umbrella. Now, some say they should go to TNA, but that's still technically WWE. Some say they should go to AEW. Honestly speaking, TNA would probably be the perfect spot for them, right? Because they would instantly be catapulted into the main event picture. But could TNA afford the New Day? That's the question. TNA probably would be the perfect place for them. But you know where will make the most sense as far as story? AEW. And here's why. Y'all know a wrestler by the name of Willow Nightingale? Isn't Willow Nightingale's character similar to what Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods was doing in the WWE? Put them together, create a new version of the New Day, or create something totally different. And then New Day gets to finish their story on their own terms. That's how I'm looking at it. But let's talk about the accolades of these guys. As you see here, Kofi Kingston, WWE champion, Grand Slam champion, 14-time tag team champion within WWE. Kofi Kingston. Xavier Woods, 2021 King of the Ring, 13-time tag champion, up, and down founder. Now, mind you, he should have more accolades within WWE, but WWE never gave him the opportunity to go after the U.S. title. He never got an opportunity to go after the Intercontinental title. And he never got an opportunity to go after the World Championship. Maybe he did. I didn't see it. I don't remember seeing it, but I never seen them give him the opportunity to do this. So this is where we at with it. The end of an era. The end of an era. The end of an era. Listen, man. I know how some of y'all might feel, but I think, honestly, this is the best thing for them. But let's talk about why they were released. So let me pull this up here. You guys might not be able to see this, but I'm going to read it to you. So right here it says, the shocking departure of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods from the WWE on May 2nd, 2026 has sent ripples through the wrestling world. As a second wave of post-WrestleMania 42 cuts, the two remaining active members of the New Day were moved to the WWE alumni section, marking the end of a legendary 16-year run for the team. Wow. 16 years as a tag team. And mind you, they're not old. They definitely can still wrestle. They definitely can still go. So let's move down and talk about why they were released. It says here, unlike many others recent releases, the exit of Kofi Kingston and Woods is being described as a mutual departure rather than a standard firing. It says here, contact reconstructing. It says, parent company TKO Group Holdings reportedly asked the duo to reconstruct their existing multi-year 7-figure contract into a new TKO-branded deal. So basically, you tried to insult these brothers with some minuscule contract to save some money. When they agreed upon this, I believe they had this locked in before you came into the picture, or maybe a little after you came into the picture. I don't know the timeline or whatever. I'm pretty sure one of you guys will comment about it. But yeah, it says, declined the terms. Kofi Kingston and Woods reportedly found the new terms less favorable and chose not to agree to the reconstruction. Good for you. Good for you. Why would you? Why would you? If you paying me a 7-figure deal and then you come in here one day and say, hey, listen, I want us to reconstruct the deal and come to a new agreement. And then you give me some minuscule crap, of course I'm going to say no. And I'm going to take my ball and bounce. So I said, They requested the releases. Upon declining the new offer, they requested their release from the company, which was granted. They didn't waste no time with that, which means they probably wanted to get rid of them anyway. Usually when a company allows you to leave just like that, they probably wanted to get rid of you anyway. But because of what merit you have within the company and what value you have within the company, they wasn't going to be the ones to tell you to leave. If you chose to leave, they're not going to they're not going to hold your hand and pull you back and want you to stay. They're going to let you go. Because them contracts was probably way over what they wanted to spend, basically. They probably was getting paid more than a lot of folks within the WWE. But rightfully so. Rightfully so. Anyway, TKO budget task reports indicate TKO has tasked WWE with shedding millions of dollars in payroll expenses, leading to more ruthless roster cuts across the board. So basically, TKO's like, listen, we owe some money to some people, so we telling you, you gotta let some of your prized possessions go. That's just what it is. That's exactly what it is. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm going to tell you this. From my personal opinion is this. Like, I think they're better off somewhere else. Remember when I said that there's some wrestlers within the company that will probably fit in better somewhere else? I feel in this era of WWE is definitely not meant for the New Day. Look at how their heel run went. Their heel run was atrocious. I was expecting some diabolical stuff from them as heels. Their heel run was atrocious. They barely did anything as heels. So, like I said, I feel they will work out better somewhere else. They are way too talented to be sitting back there and catering, doing nothing. So, me personally, I would like to see them somewhere else. And I'm hoping and praying they go to AEW. Because if they go to AEW, there's a lot of room to do some stuff in the tag division. Even though AEW's tag division kind of dwindled down from what it once was, they still have a better tag division than WWE. And I feel like their tag division will be bulked up if they add the New Day. You got New Day versus FTR. You can have New Day versus the Death Riders. You can have New Day versus the Ops. There's so many matches you can have within the company. New Day versus the Hurt Business. Hell, if you really, if you really want to shake things up, you could add the New Day to the Hurt Business, or the Hurt Syndicate. My bad. The Hurt Syndicate. You can add New Day to the Hurt Syndicate. Give them a whole new look. Can you imagine the New Day in the Hurt Syndicate? So listen, I think this is a good thing for them, honestly. So I don't know, because this was a mutual agreement, which means they didn't leave on bad terms, which means that Kofi could probably, most likely, still make the Hall of Fame along with Xavier. They're going to be first ballot Hall of Famers as a tag team. And Kofi Kingston is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer as a singles competitor. So they still can be in the Hall of Fame. They could do whatever they want, I believe. I don't even know if that 90-day clause even exists with them because it was a mutual agreement. So I guess in due time, we'll see what happens, what is being negotiated. I heard some rumors, but I'm not going to say anything about these rumors at the moment because they're just like, they're not heavy rumors. They're not trending rumors right now. So I'm going to just leave it as that. But like I said, they're probably better off somewhere else, you know? Anyway, I'm going to be elaborating more on this topic for a little bit as I transfer over to the TikTok Live for a good 30 minutes and chop it up. So if you are following me on YouTube, make sure you head over to TikTok Live and we're going to talk about it for about 30 minutes and get more in depth to this whole release thing. I'll see you over there shortly. Bars Wrestling Media.
Champions, strategists, unstoppable. This is Bars Wrestling Media.
Where wrestling meets greatness.
Tune in, same bars time, same bars channel for more.
Bars Wrestling Media Live.
Bars Wrestling Media.
Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.